What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Minorities Podcast. And Happy New Year! It's our first show of 2021. And after a chaotic Week 17, it's going to be fun to talk about as we talk playoffs as well today. I'm your host, JC, your Titans fan, Squint84 on Twitter. Joined by our Giants fan, we got Nori.
Feels good to be a winner. Feels good to be a winner. I did what the Giants. I did what the Giants. I did what the Giants couldn't. I closed out my division.
I hate you so much. This is why I'm sitting in the dark right now. You know what?
And our Bucks fan who has the luxury of playing the 7-9 Washington football team in the playoffs. We got Rob.
Okay, we'll talk about that because this actually might be a hard game for us.
Yeah,
I told you it wasn't a bye. Dummy. It's a bye. Shut up.
And we got our 49ers fan, Chicken Wing, already looking at his draft prospects at number 12 in the draft, but he is picking right behind Nori. We got Chicken Wing. So.
Sitting in the dark. Ashamed of myself for losing
Shamed.
for that guy above me. I hate him so much.
Oh, man. What a weekend. What a weekend. If you've been following along with us all this time, you know that we have been running a season-long pick'em contest that we do every year. $20 in, winner take all. And it came down pretty close. There was some wild picks at the very end. We weren't sure we're going to go either way. And if, for some of us, if Kyler Murray doesn't get hurt, we got a chance. So, but how did the standings finally end up? Let's take a look. Rob and I both went 12-4 on the final week, and then Nori and Chicken Wing 14-2. I finished in last, 162-92. Rob in third, 165-89. Chicken Wing 166-88. And Nori takes home the money this year, 168-86. Congratulations, Nori.
Thank you, sir.
Victory.
That was a fun. And you know what? We all won because Mike didn't win, right, guys?
That's right. That's all that matters. That really is all that
Yeah.
matters.
It's all Mike didn't win. We all win. So I want you all to.
We're all winners here.
How am I friends with you? How am I friends with you?
Because you need us in
I
your
just-
life. That's why.
Because
I
you
don't
need,
know.
you have to hit that quota of the one Asian friend. So that's why.
So, Nori,
So
I'm
affirmative
sending
action.
you your $20 right now. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Get the
Thank you.
PayPal alert in a minute. So,
Yeah, I already sent it.
yeah.
That affirmative action was for black people. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Week 17 was nuts. Anything that surprised you guys? Well, okay, before we even get to that, let's talk about the NFC East. We might as well get this out of the way because Nori, that game was wild. Giants and Cowboys. But you are so happy.
It was a great game.
It was a great game.
game.
It was a great game, but it showed just how bad that division was this year because it seemed like, hey, you just got to run the clock out. The fumble, and you weren't sure he recovered it, but
It was raining though, bro. It just slipped out of his hands. Like you can't.
No, I'm not even faulting him for fumbling it. I'm faulting the NFL for not giving it to the Cowboys.
No.
He was literally. That was crazy. I don't think Giants retained possession.
I saw the
nuts.
replay. He sat on it at first, but there is a camera shot of him lying on his back, holding the ball with possession down, and then a Cowboys player ripped it out. That's what they saw, and that's why they gave it to the Giants. As much as Cowboys fans will bitch about it, the video evidence is right there. So Nori had
It wasn't a catch for Dez, right?
Nori and Jason Garrett had the amazing luxury of once again keeping the Cowboys out of the playoffs this year. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, like America won. We kept Dallas.
America won.
So I couldn't even get that mad.
Chicken Wing is also the big winner. Otherwise, there would be a Cowboys logo underneath his nameplate right now. So yes, he would have to be doing that from a bet that he would have lost. So
You're welcome, Mike. You're welcome. We did the Lord's work. You're welcome.
But
I mean, you're not wrong though. You
Yeah.
know, this is why I bless you because you did the Lord's work. Not only did you save me and my sanity, you knocked out the Cowboys. I'm done.
Yeah.
That's what
As
it
long as
is.
the Cowboys and Patriots aren't in it, I'm always a happy camper.
the other thing, you said this on the show that the coach for the Eagles had a no hat policy. He didn't exactly follow through that against Washington. So
I read on there, like I'm always reading, the sports stuff for the Giants, and apparently Doug Peterson was trying to hype his players up. And this is what kind of bothers me, and I think Joe Judge and a lot of people and players, where he kept saying we will have a no-hat policy. We don't want a division rival celebrating their division win on our field. Hyping them up, not talking about draft strategy or players, or anything. Kept hyping it up over and over and over. In a competitive game where, granted, Jalen Hurts had bad passing stats, he accounted for your only touchdowns. You were only down by 3. That's it. So you're not going to have some Wendy's no-name come in there and actually win you the game, and allegedly you did it for draft picks. And tanking is literally illegal in the NFL. So how they blatantly did that and there's no investigation, I don't understand. I'm not mad. Washington won. They were the better team. I picked them to win. They were better than the Eagles. But the way they lost was a spit in every player's face. And apparently Eagles players had to be restrained from confronting Peterson. So it can't be just me.
No, I mean, you said it yourself. Hurts was keeping him in the game, and fourth quarter he had a chance to turn the things around. Alex Smith was not playing well. You can tell he was still hurt.
Agreed. No, you're right.
But it seems like once they showed that graphic on TV, hey, if the Eagles win, they get the 9th pick. If they lose, they get the 6th pick. And it seemed like maybe they had a TV feed back there because, oh, shoot, we should just lose this game. Let's bring in the third string guy because Carson Wentz wasn't even active.
And it was so obvious about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least, call 3 run plays in a row, call 3 passing plays in a row, be predictable, but at least be more creative about your tanking like the NBA and NFL usually do. Like, usually don't insult us like this. This was just like a finger to all fans, including Eagles fans too. Like, I don't know how they're happy about that. You're introducing a bad Philly culture of like the Sixers, which is why they never went anywhere. Like, oh, we're just going to tank and no matter what, demoralize the players, but they're not doing anything with that kind of culture. It's crazy.
Yeah, they trust the process and it didn't exactly pan out. Guys, your thoughts on the tanking, Rob and Chicken Wing, when it comes to that? Go ahead, Rob.
For me, it actually didn't bother me. Like they already knew they weren't going to make the playoffs at this point, and it didn't bother me. And like, okay, they tanked, but like, you save your quarterback for next year. We know Jalen Hurts is going to be their man next year. Wentz had his opportunity to do whatever he wanted to, didn't do anything. So like you had all the opportunity in the world to, play your best. Why wait till the very last game and say, oh yeah, but now we're going to give our hardest. Now we're going to play our hardest. Like,
so why did he? Exactly. So why did he?
Yeah.
So why? Like, I don't get what. I don't know.
You play for pride. You don't like division, right? You don't. I don't know. The Giants. I'd be mad as hell if they tanked against the Cowboys week 17, and if the Cowboys win, they win the division. Like, where's your pride as a football player, as an athlete? I don't understand that.
But that year's done. Like, you're done. It
doesn't matter.
You're playing the short game now. Like, no, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter. Like,
you're keeping the division rival out. You know what I mean? You're keeping a division rival out. That's what you're playing for. You're still division rivals. No matter what, we'll still be division rivals next year.
There's still a pride. I mean, these guys want to be competitive. They want to play. I mean,
obviously you saw that out of the players, but like Doug Peterson, he made the coach move. He made the play. It doesn't have to be the favorite move. He's got the number 6 pick in the draft where we know 5 quarterbacks are going to be going, and there's obviously one really good receiver who's going to be going. Get them that weapon. Like, you don't take that chance with a draft pick. Like, you have an opportunity to draft another weapon for Jalen Hurts to use in the long run. Like, he's a good quarterback. You've seen him do it. Like, he's got some fundamentals that he still needs to do, but like, he needs other weapons around him. He needs a good receiving running back. He needs a good wide receiver. He needs good, consistent, a good, consistent line to keep him safe. Like, use that high draft pick to get those things and solidify yourself for next year. You're not playing for anything right now.
So why hype them up? That's the issue, though. Why did Peterson hype them all up that don't let a division rival come in, don't let them come in, don't let them come in and win, and then you just change your mind with 5 minutes left? Like, they don't mix and match. I see what you're saying, but they don't mix and match.
You put out a front for everyone else to see. You're not gonna let someone know that you're tanking on purpose. You never say it. Like,
well, no, you never explicitly say it, but then some of the actions of the Jets and even the Jaguars, for the most part this season, led you to believe otherwise. I mean, the Jets.
At least they hit it better. Yeah, at least they hit it better.
The Jets are blitzing on a Hail Mary play. What are you doing? And then they fire the DC, and all of a sudden they start winning games. So the fix was in. At least the defensive coordinator was trying to help. But
Adam Gates, as incompetent as he was actually trying to win games. Peterson thought like a GM in the last 6 minutes.
Yeah,
and like if that would have happened to Tampa, I think you'd feel some type of way too.
I mean, we had Winston for whatever. That's tanky in itself. Like, you can't tell me I have to feel something. No, we had Winston who thought he was great with 30 and 30. No, just
we got 5,000 yards though.
30 and 30.
I think the Eagles need to absolutely get a Hall of Famer for the 6th pick for what they put them through, because otherwise those players, they're going to remind Peterson of that, and they're going to lose I think he's already lost the locker room.
He lost the locker room. Yes, he lost the locker room.
He definitely lost the locker room.
A lot of the people, but I mean,
and Carson Wentz wanting out, he's had his issues with Peterson, but I don't know if Wentz has a leg to stand on as far as demanding a trade, thinking someone's going to take him. He didn't.
Agreed.
He did not have a great year. You can't have a horrible year and demand a trade because you got benched. You got benched for a reason, dude.
Wait, he had a good year?
No.
Okay.
Carson Wentz.
He's talking about other years. Other years, he was statistically, when he was healthy, statistically, he was usually really good. This year, I don't know what happened. I don't recognize Carson Wentz this year.
Maybe the Jags will take him or something. Who knows? I don't know.
When did he have a good
Jag
year?
wouldn't take him.
I remember him having a good year.
I'm hoping.
I guess my memory is foggy.
Statistically, he had good years. He would just get hurt,
He did.
then
Yeah, he did.
he just had a bad year statistically. He stays healthy. He's playing so bad they just bench him. That's all it really was, So
Injury prone. Oh, okay, cool.
yeah,
Got
injury
it.
prone. Yeah. So why are you trying to get a trade? Who's going to take a chance on you, especially for the amount of money that you signed for? So
Sure.
I don't know.
Nope.
Nothing to stand on.
I mean, he has more of a leg to stand on than Dwayne Haskins does, but that's another.
Well, Haskins is
poor
not
Haskins.
even on the team for consideration.
He's not on any team anymore. Yeah, he ain't getting traded.
He's not in the NFL anymore.
Well, I know he's not in the NFL. I'm just
He'll
saying.
be a backup somewhere next year. I don't know, but maybe
Haskins?
so?
No.
maybe third
No.
string. Somebody's
No.
going to need a
The
backup.
yoga stretching that you've been doing,
No.
I need you to cut that out, JC. You really
Hey,
optimistic.
San Francisco needs a quarterback, Chicken Wing. I'm just saying they might give him a tryout.
Cam Newton has a better chance of getting there than Haskins, all right? I'm just
I
saying.
have a better chance of getting there than Haskins does.
Go try out
Man,
then.
can't read these- Hey, let me go.
Hey,
Hey, let me go.
I think Wentz maybe goes to Detroit to compete with Stafford.
Really?
what?
A lot of fire? I don't think
I
that's
don't think
I
he's
don't
going to
think
take the job from
he's
Stafford,
not-
though. He wants to
no.
start. So,
He ain't starting anymore.
no.
He ain't starting.
Stafford's not even staying in Detroit.
Where's Stafford going?
I don't know, but he's not
He's
going to be
done. His
staying.
contract's up.
His contract's up. Like,
They could
All the
fran-
more,
Yeah.
all,
they
all
could
the more reason,
franchise
maybe,
him, though. I mean, Detroit
all the
wouldn't
more
do
reason
that.
maybe he goes to the Lions then.
Yeah.
I don't think they
You do you.
franchise him. Like,
can't.
he's
You.
had the opportunity to make the difference that he said he. Just for like when Stafford came in, he had
He had Megatron. Yeah.
he had Megatron. Like, he had the best wide receiver ever. This was the best opportunity for them to break their curse, and it didn't
Mhm.
happen.
I think it's safe
Like-
to say that Chicken Wings Niners are going to be all in on every single quarterback free agent there is out there. So
I don't think so.
you wouldn't want Matthew Stafford on your team.
No,
Okay.
Really?
he wouldn't fit.
Imagine a well-coached Matthew Stafford.
Mhm.
Like, he's not a bad quarterback. He's
I'm not
he's
arguing
in,
his talent.
he's been in Detroit.
I don't think Shanahan thinks that he fits in the system. That's what I think.
And
Shanahan
he's had a-
wants certain guys to fit in the system.
Matthew Stafford has been in a lot of different schemes. Like, I don't think it's entirely his fault. I don't think he's as good as he thinks he is, but I don't think it's entirely his fault that he's in the position he is. I think he would actually do well with good coaches. His 49ers are coached very well.
Of course they are. It's the culture. The culture is there. But I just don't think, seeing how Shanahan looks at guys, that Stafford's going to fit that system.
So you think he gets his own quarterback, like fresh right out of the
Potentially.
draft, or like,
Probably.
you told us in the group chat you think your Niners might try and trade up. Do you think they would trade up to get Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence coming out if they could?
Mm,
do they have the resources to trade up that high?
They don't. No, they
They
don't.
really don't.
that's
But
a lot to give up because we don't have as many draft picks as we did 3 years ago. Like, if we had the draft picks like we did, absolutely would trade
Or
up.
the cap space.
Or the cap space? Like, who
Yeah.
who
Well-
are you going to drop to? Well, I mean, I guess you could drop a
a
lot.
lot of the
people.
players, a lot of the defense is going to drop because they're on contract. But
I mean,
that's going to be the goal, is to, because think about it, a lot of our defensive starters with what Robert Saleh put together, they're going to want to keep him. I mean, we have a solid defense. Even with all the injuries that we had, we were still a top 10 defense in the league. So why not keep the talent and get a cheap quarterback under a rookie contract? That's the safer pick.
We'll see who falls to him available. At least we all have first-round picks because, once again, it feels like Houston never has a first-round pick in the draft.
I can't believe Miami picking third. Can't believe
Miami worked that trade
there.
out. One of the trades Houston made preseason, and Miami gets the third pick in the draft despite barely missing the playoffs. So
I can't wait to watch Miami and Buffalo next year battle it out again.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, to add to Rob's point, Cam does have a better shot because he still has to get those proof it contracts. Those are usually cheap anyway, with bonuses at the end. So
I think somebody gives him another 1-year contract because he's not playing the same like he used to.
No,
but then at the same time,
he'll want better weather too.
Like, he literally was the best player on the team, and like, you don't have any talent around him. What do you expect him to do? Like,
yeah, but he'll have talent in some places like San Francisco.
I mean, even their best receiver was Edelman, and Edelman was out most of the season. Where do you go? Your best slot receiver's gone. Like,
all the Patriots had was defense. I know they had no offensive good players. Yeah.
So all I'm saying is this: if Cam goes to San Fran, I'm buying his jersey.
Okay, here's how bad New England was. Cam Newton caught one of their only touchdowns on one of their receiving touchdowns.
Last game. Yeah.
Your quarterback.
Hey, Mariota did that for us in the playoffs a few years back. It's pretty spectacular when you pull that off. I'm just saying. So
it was cute.
When your quarterback scores half of your receiving touchdowns, there's a problem.
I know.
It's the talent.
As far as coaching vacancies go, we know the ones that already happened during the season. Houston let go of the greatest coach in Houston history, Bill O'Brien. They have apparently hired a GM who is a former executive for the New England Patriots. Damn it.
Oh, that's smart.
Atlanta let go of Dan Quinn. They've already interviewed Raheem Morris. Houston has interviewed Jim Caldwell and Marvin Lewis thus far. Detroit, Matt Patricia's been fired. The Jets, and the three firings we've had since the season ended, the Jets fired Adam Gase. Jacksonville's fired Doug Maroney. Damn it, that was such a good coach for them. And the LA Chargers fired Anthony Lynn, who apparently the Chargers are looking at Jason Garrett and possibly Urban Meyer to go out there. And then Urban Meyer's name has also been thrown into the Jacksonville job.
Yeah, the Jacksonville job was Urban Meyer's.
Supposedly the Chargers are trying to get him too. So
Jason Garrett apparently is not going to take interviews anymore, and allegedly, at least for the Chargers job. And for Patrick Graham, our defensive coordinator, I was worried about. He re-signed with the Giants an extension, so I'm very happy with keeping our coordinators in place.
Yeah, and I know Arthur Smith, who's the offensive coordinator for the Titans, his name has been thrown into some head coaching jobs as well. So please just go somewhere not in our division because he's a good offensive coordinator, but I worry about the offense if he leaves because Tannehill and Derrick Henry have been thriving under it. Derrick Henry, 2,000 yards. Pretty damn cool. So, yeah. So
I won't be surprised if the Cowboys offensive coordinator, I think not Kellen Clemens, it's Kellen something. But yeah, he was a quarterback's coach last year. Then he wound up being the offensive coordinator. And he's a real smart guy. So and he's young, and I'd be surprised if he's not looked at for a coordinator somewhere else or a head coach.
So I'm curious about something.
Kalen Moore.
So
thank you. That one.
There you go.
I've been reading about obviously with Robert Saleh being looked at as possible head coach for Detroit. And so if he does leave San Francisco, right now, top two names that I've been looking at is Dan Quinn and Wade Phillips. And I'm actually intrigued on both. What are your opinions for both candidates?
As defensive coordinators?
As DC.
I'll go with Dan Quinn. I think he's a little more modern. Wade Phillips is a good coordinator, but I think Dan Quinn's a little more modern.
Has Phillips really done well since he left the Texans? I know that was his last defensive coordinator job, but he hasn't. I mean, that was the last time he had a good defense. I can't.
He hasn't done amazing, but he was never the reason they were losing.
Yeah,
it's true.
Mm-hmm. So true. I mean, I'm a little partial to Wade. There's a little bit of Oilers history there. His dad was coach of the Oilers so many years ago, so it is legendary. But yeah, Quinn. I think if he got a coordinator position, he'd have a lot to prove, especially with how Atlanta worked out. So.
So funny thing,
Mhm.
he remember when Legion of Boom was born, he was the current DC at that time.
Yeah, but then his defenses started blowing leads. You know,
No,
as you...
no, that transition happened, and then Salah took over. So
I'm talking about when he was in Atlanta as the coach, but yeah.
oh,
So
we can talk about that. No, no,
yeah.
no.
So
He didn't have the weapons he did in Seattle. Just saying, you only work with what you got, right?
yeah.
But wasn't Shanahan the coach for when they blew the lead?
He was the OC.
He was the OC.
He's the
Yeah.
Oh,
OC.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
fine. Okay.
hmm
He was the OC.
I mean, that's
So,
how he got the coaching job because his offense was killing it. So yeah. We'll see how the coaching carousel goes. I'm actually, honestly, for a Black Monday as it's called, there wasn't a whole lot of firings, just the three. So
If Adam Gase gets another
surprising.
head coaching job, I swear to God, I
he's
swear.
got to be. I think everybody right now that was fired has to be at least a coordinator somewhere before they get another head coaching job. That's really just what it comes down to.
I think so too.
Yeah. Rob, you mentioned that there's a good wide receiver coming out. I'm pretty sure you're talking about Devontae Smith. If he declares, I don't know if he's officially declared yet. He might.
He's a junior, right?
He's a junior. Plus, everyone got an extra year of eligibility whether they played this season or not because of the
that's
NCAA's
right.
COVID
Yeah,
rule.
that's right.
Which, by the way, Trevor Lawrence has said he is going to declare for the draft. I think Justin Fields may possibly declare too after the national championship game, Bama versus Ohio State. Sam Ehlinger for Texas has declared, and he did that because surprise, surprise, what a crazy few hours as a Longhorn fan. Hey, Todd Herman's our guy. No, he's fired. Let's get Steve Sarkisian. Sam Ehlinger, I'm gone. And I don't blame him because he thought I'd have one more year with Herman. Yeah, so
no, definitely a smart move by him.
yeah.
Did you see the stats for the Big 12 in bowls this year? They're 5-0, 6-0 this year.
Yeah, they went undefeated in bowls. Thankfully, I want to say it was 6-0. I can't remember how many bowls they were in, but yeah, they killed it on bowl games.
Games, that was just crazy.
Yeah,
they have Devonta Smith projected to go to the Eagles at number 6.
Really? You don't think Miami would take him at number 3?
Apparently, they would take offensive line, which I agree with.
That's true. They need to protect Tua.
They need to protect the quarterback. So like,
it's not a sexy pick, but it's a smart pick, like we did last year.
Yeah, Smith being the first wide receiver Heisman Trophy winner since Desmond Howard coming out of Michigan.
You guys are gonna laugh at this one. You guys know Zach Wilson, the quarterback?
Yeah, what about him?
Yeah,
he's projected to go to Atlanta
at 4.
Yeah.
At 4?
Mm-hmm.
At 4? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jamar Chase would be the first wide receiver taken off, go to Cincy. Zach Wilson would go to Atlanta. Apparently, he would be too good to pass up, which I don't think he's.
He's the quarterback for BYU, right?
Mm-hmm.
BYU, yeah.
BYU.
You think Atlanta might trade out of that and get some more picks? I mean, they don't need another quarterback. Do you think it's possible they trade out to somebody that plays quarterback?
This thing makes a good point that, I mean, Matt Ryan's been playing a while.
Matt Ryan
baby.
It's the Stafford thing where like you're good, but like, are you the winner that we really need? I don't think he is. They can get younger.
You gotta just give him the Aaron Rodgers effect. Just sit him on out for the few years, let him learn the scheme. That way, when Ryan,
but they don't do that anymore. Like that's not a bad strategy, but I don't see teams doing that anymore. Like we haven't seen that in a long time.
In a way,
they tried it with Green Bay, and Aaron Rodgers was like, "Nah, this is my team."
We'll see how he does in the playoffs. But if they fail miserably in the playoffs, you would know they're grooming Aaron Rodgers' successor. So obviously, them drafting a quarterback lit a fire in Aaron Rodgers' ass, and we'll see if that does the same for Matt Ryan. But it's time will tell.
That's one. It's like, hey, look, you've got a timer now.
Yeah,
this is not indefinite. You don't have 2, 3, 4 years. You have someone that's going to replace you next season.
You got to think about the future.
Happen.
I mean, they even have us as an outside lineman for us at number 12.
I see you. The one. I mean, we're going to see a bunch of mock drafts, but the one I see for you, Mike, is yes, Rashawn Slater. You look at the same one on CBS? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, Rashawn Slater, yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at another one, but yeah, I mean, he's still being looked at because we still need interior help.
For Trent Williams, to replace Trent Williams.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be a fun night. We'll be streaming first round of the draft here April 21st, so be looking forward to that too.
Live reactions, that'll be fun.
That's always fun.
A lot of cussing.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
There will be a lot of F-bombs that night. There'll be a lot of
We might
F-bombs.
have to put the explicit tag on that episode, but
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
yeah.
What are they thinking?
Real quickly, guys, Alabama, Ohio State. Who you got on Monday to win the national championship after what you saw in the semis?
Bama. I'm still going Bama.
Ohio State.
I know Clemson beat Bama, but I wouldn't, I would not go against Bama consistently. So I'll go Bama.
Right now, I gotta go with the Buckeyes. Last time they're in this position where they got in, they won a semifinal in the Sugar Bowl, and they went on and just destroyed in the national championship. I think it was against Oregon that year. So
Oregon.
Yeah, I liked what I saw from Ohio State, and they came back with a vengeance. And damn, they just destroyed Clemson, and I haven't really seen a team do that with Trevor Lawrence there. They just, although some people joke Trevor Lawrence is tanking so the Jags wouldn't take him, but we'll see. We'll see.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if the Jags took Fields at 1.
Is that really a bad pick though? I mean,
Fields was great.
There's not a bad 1 or 2 pick. I'm gonna be honest.
No, I mean whether it's Fields or whoever goes 1, the other's probably gonna go 2 to the Jets. So I mean, either way, those two are going to quarterback.
Trevor Lawrence fucked up. Should have gone.
Possibly, right?
Okay, I know this is a stretch. I know
Yeah.
this is a huge stretch. Nori, you're probably judging me already.
I am.
No, the Niners are not trading that far up. They don't have any resources. It's not going to happen. No, just no.
But what if we did, though?
But you don't, because we know reality. Mike, I love the dreams.
Mike, listen to me. Even Madden wouldn't let you give up what you want to give up to get the number 1 pick.
Okay, I'm just.
You're making a Mike Ditka trade for Ricky Williams, giving up the future of your team for one guy. Ask the Saints how bad that worked out for them.
When you have no draft picks to really replace them, when you have no cap room to replace them, you guys got to really play safe this year.
Yeah,
really play safe.
Nah, man. You know what? Go big or go home. Okay.
You're going home a lot then. So
you're going big is it's not your year. 2021 is not the year.
No, 2020 is not the year. We still have the solid squad.
You're going to get Jimmy G at least 1 more year, I'll tell you right now.
No, we're not. Hell no. No.
I think you are.
See how the market goes, man. So we'll see how the market goes, unless you trade him to New England.
I'm trying to get rid of that money.
Yeah.
That money.
Jimmy G for Cam, make it happen. Go.
Exactly. And get him for half the price? Why not?
I'm going to laugh if Andy Dalton goes to San Francisco.
I've been calling it for the past couple weeks, bro.
I will be a Bucks fan.
You liar.
You won't.
You won't.
Just to be with Rob, I will be a Bucks fan.
No, you won't.
No.
You'd have a better shot of being a Seahawks fan if he goes to.
He said it better.
Yeah. All right. So obviously, with us, the season is over for our regular season picks, but we're gonna do a little fun thing. We always do a bracket challenge among us, and I think we'll just each throw $5 in, winner take all. You guys good with that? Just for the bracket. So
let's go.
Winner take all bet. I need money.
Yeah. So if it's your standard
you
bracket,
be a winner first.
Damn.
Anyway.
All right. It's your standard bracket pick'em thing. If you get your wild card picks right, it's 4 points each. Your division round's 8 points each. Your conference championship is 16, and if you get the Super Bowl pick right, it's 32. But we're picking the entire bracket right now. The way we're going to do this, it's 120 total possible points, by the way. So what we're going to start off by doing is picking our wild card picks. And I'm going to throw the bracket up right now so everybody can see it up there. So here's our fancy little Excel bracket. Voila.
Ho-ho.
Yeah. So we're going to start with the guy who won our season-long challenge. Congratulations again, Nori.
Good job, Wiener.
All right. So we're going to start with kind of go in the order of the games here a little bit, but we'll start with the 2 seed versus 7 seed games. Nori, who you got? New Orleans or Chicago this weekend?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I mean, I would have to be blinking under duress if I said the Bears. So definitely the Saints. Yeah.
All right. Then who do you have for Buffalo and Indianapolis?
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
That's actually tough. Buffalo. I don't think the Colts are going to go down quietly, but I'm gonna go Buffalo.
All right. We'll go next to Chicken Wing on the 2-7 games. Chicken Wing, who do you got between New Orleans and Chicago?
I'm going the same picks he is.
All right.
Both.
New Orleans and Buffalo. All right.
I'm
Easy
gonna
enough.
spite you.
Rob, is that the same for you, I assume?
Yeah, definitely. New Orleans, Buffalo.
All right. Same for me as well. Actually, there's my full bracket. Everybody can already see it. We'll get to that. All right. All right. Nori, the 3 versus 6 seed. Seattle versus the Rams.
Seattle.
And Pittsburgh versus Cleveland.
I feel like I'm gonna regret this. It's not easy. I know.
Yeah. This one's tough.
I don't know which Browns are going to show up that day because the Steelers do not look good lately. But I mean, I'm gonna have to imagine with Ben resting, with their starters resting, I'm gonna hope that they're motivated to not lose to a division rival. I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Okay. Chicken Wing, Seattle to the Rams. This is your division. Same Seattle and Pittsburgh.
Yep. I hate how we think alike.
And Rob, what do you got?
I've got LA for the NFC,
Ooh,
and
okay.
I'm gonna go with. This actually is a really tough one. I'm gonna go with Cleveland. I'm gonna go with Cleveland on some.
Wow, the 6 seeds, both brackets. Wow.
I don't think Pittsburgh has proven that they can. I don't know. It's just me.
Rob, do you want to just add the $5 to your PayPal when you send it to me?
I'm not sending it to you. Maybe to JC or Mike or something.
I've got Seattle and Pittsburgh as well. For Cleveland, there's COVID issues. I know they had no positive tests today, but they're not allowed in their facility right now. Obviously, the game is still scheduled, so yeah. All right, and then
the Steelers aren't impressive lately, but the Browns are so consistent. Like, how do you destroy somebody else, but then you lose to the Jets? I don't know, man. Like, which version is coming?
I mean, it's the Browns, and in any of these like Week 17 rematches that I can recall, I always feel like the team that rested was fine the next week, whereas at home or something. But
right.
It is Cleveland, like you said. All of a sudden, after the Baltimore game where they put up 40 and lost, they haven't been the same team. So it is Cleveland, first time back in the playoffs. And congrats to them for that. It's been a long time coming too.
Mm-hmm.
Nori, final game: Washington or Tampa Bay?
I got Tampa. I don't like how Alex Smith played last week. If he was healthy, I think he would put up a fight against the Bucks. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Bucks are like the bad Eagles where you can make a bunch of mistakes and still be in it. And I trust Tom Brady in the playoffs, even though the Bucks are not very impressive right now. I trust him in the playoffs, so I'm going to go with the Bucks.
And Tennessee and Baltimore.
I got the Ravens. I'm sorry, I got the Ravens.
You disappoint.
They're playing. I know, man. I'm sorry. It's not personal, but they're playing really good right now.
Wow. We've got their number. God damn it! All right.
He made it personal.
All right, Chicken Wing. Washington or Tampa?
Say it.
Tampa.
Tampa.
Tampa. You over here.
And Tennessee or Baltimore?
I feel bad, JC.
Do it.
Picking Tennessee on this one.
You're picking what?
Tennessee on this one.
You troll. All right.
What troll?
Now, Rob, do you have Washington or Tampa? I assume you have your Bucks on the road. Again, the bye week, as you've been calling it, so we'll just put that one in there. And then do you got Tennessee or Baltimore?
Gonna have to go against Nori on this one. Go Tennessee. Tighten up, please.
Oh, yes.
I'm not rooting for them. I just think Baltimore's playing really good. I'm not rooting for them. And the Titans, what threw me off? The Titans struggled against the Texans. You had a lot to play for, and you let the Texans put
always struggle against the Texans. We went to overtime earlier in the year against them. It's always the
division game. You can never call those like
that. I know. Yeah, I get it though. The passing defense is suspect at times, but
they are the better team than Houston. I know there's a division rival, but they are the better team.
Yeah. And how about our rookie kicker?
Best kicker was a rookie. Yeah, very first
pitch. Coming off the practice squad, but he was wearing Rob Baronis's rest in peace Rob Baronis number 2, and just somebody photoshopped an image of Rob Baronis and the holder was wearing number 6, and here was our new kicker coming out wearing number 2, and the holder was wearing number 6, and it was just shades of Rob Baronis, who's probably my favorite kicker of all time in Titans history. And I was actually
he had a set of brass balls.
He did.
Like that was...
He did. And actually, when Tina and I went to Nashville in 2014 to see Dallas and Tennessee, literally the day we flew back, Rob Ronis was in the car accident and passed away. Like, we were just in Nashville. Like, it was surreal. We like drove on the area where he had that car accident. It was crazy. It was surreal, but it was just for to see that number again on a Titans kicker. I thought it was pretty damn cool. And
cool.
Nothing against Gostkowski. I mean, he was out for the COVID thing, but if we keep this guy around, hey, I'm good. This is obviously the biggest kick of your life, and it's to win a damn division. Now let's do it in the playoffs, right? So, yeah. All right. Obviously, I'm picking Tampa and Tennessee going from there. So now we're gonna pick the rest of the bracket.
Ooh, this is where it gets fun.
This is where it gets fun. So at this point, Nori, we're gonna pick your bracket out. Our tiebreaker is, of course, the final score in the Super Bowl as well, if it ever comes to that. So very rare that it does. So we'll start on the NFC. Green Bay or Tampa Bay? Battle of the Bays is what you would have based on your bracket picks.
Green Bay.
Green Bay. All right. And New Orleans or Seattle?
Yeah, this one's hard. Hold on. Seattle.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
Kansas City or Baltimore? I think I know this
Kansas
one.
City.
Yeah.
Kansas City over anybody. Kansas City.
Oh, I got to fix that on the thing. And Buffalo. Buffalo hosting Pittsburgh. What you have?
Buffalo.
Buffalo. All right. I'll have to fix that bracket. That got weird. It's weird. All right. And then you would have Green Bay against Seattle in the NFC Championship.
Seattle.
Ooh. And Kansas City against Buffalo in the AFC Championship.
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Okay. And then your Super Bowl champion, Seattle or KC?
Kansas City.
KC. All right. For some reason, my Excel got jacked up. I'll have to fix that. But anyway. All right. Chicken Wing, you're up. Green Bay or Tampa Bay?
Disrespectful. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to go Green Bay to spite Rob. And I hate him. I don't
All
need him
right.
to get a win.
New Orleans or Seattle?
That one's going to be New Orleans.
All right. Chiefs or Titans?
Say it. Say it.
Damn.
We know what you're thinking. Say it. Say it.
Okay. I want the Titans to win, but I
No, you
think
don't.
the Chiefs will beat you.
All right.
I want them to win, though.
And Buffalo and Pittsburgh.
All Buffalo.
Buffalo. Okay.
Pittsburgh's going to get past the first round. Buffalo's going to shut that down after.
Okay. Give me a second. I got to fix something here. Yeah. Okay, so Kansas City and Buffalo. All right, then you got NFC Championship, Green Bay against New Orleans.
Saints.
Saints. And then Kansas City against Buffalo.
Kansas City.
And your Super Bowl is Saints and Chiefs. What you got?
Breeze is going out on this year. Saints.
And I realize I didn't ask Nori this, but Chicken Wing, first off, what's the final score of the Super Bowl? As tiebreaker.
31-30 Saints.
And Nori, what would your final score be?
Nobody has my bracket. Chiefs 99, Seattle 3. Nobody's gonna have my bracket. There will be no tiebreakers.
All right, we'll see.
No.
All right, Rob, you have Green Bay versus the Rams in the divisional round. Who are you going with?
Green Bay.
And then Saints versus Bucks.
Bucks.
You like your Bucks' chances on the road. I think that's what's going on here.
That's all.
Kansas City hosting Cleveland.
Casey, all the way.
And Buffalo hosting Tennessee.
Sorry, JC. Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Buffalo's scary right now, right?
Yeah, Buffalo's.
That's such a 2020 thing to say.
I know, right?
Buffalo's scary. What happened?
Green Bay and Tampa Bay for the NFC Championship.
Away game, right, for Tampa?
Yes, in Lambeau,
Tampa.
though. Ooh,
In
boy.
Lambeau.
I don't care. It's an away game. Go. Bucks.
Should we ask Tampa's history in cold weather games, though? I'm just saying.
Let's not.
Okay.
Let's not.
Kansas City and Buffalo.
I'm taking Buffalo in this one.
All right. And
Wow.
Super Bowl, Bills or Bucks?
Bucks.
What a homer!
Serious?
Get out of here.
Hold on. The Super Bowl.
You don't believe this.
If you got to that point, the Super Bowl is a home game for you. I just want to point that out.
I know, but this will be the one to break the curse. And,
Rob, do you know what the bill stands for?
You know what? I already said I was going to ship you $5 anyway, so let me have my fun, all right?
No,
Jesus.
no fun for you. You already had 2 championships this year.
Jesus.
No.
Not getting
No.
the first, Rob. You're not
And
getting
even
the
though
first.
I know for sure nobody has this Super Bowl or your bracket, what is your final score for the Super Bowl?
It's going to be 14-17. It's going to be a defensive standoff.
Okay.
First of all,
Defensive standoff with Tampa.
Yes.
Rob's a cheater because he's got 2 teams that he's going to represent for this playoffs. He's got the Rams and the Bucks.
And they're playing against each other.
Taking every advantage that you can get. Little.
Oh my gosh.
What? Why do you guys hate me so much? Like,
For
just
shame.
let me have my fun. Like,
No,
I had the Lakers, I had the Dodgers,
I think we're all just jealous of the fact that you got that. You know, that if it's your, whether it's the fact that Tampa could claim 2 championships if they get there, or LA is going to claim 3 if they get there, because Tampa already won the Stanley Cup for crying
Tampa
out loud.
won Stanley Cup.
Yeah, so screw that.
I hate you.
As far as mine, I've got Green Bay over Tampa, New Orleans over Seattle. Vengeance for last year, Tennessee over KC. I want this back. All right, we've had Casey's number. I want it back.
You can't even say that with a straight face. What
I am
is
saying it
wrong
with a
you?
straight face. I am saying
Look,
straight.
look at it. Look at it. Straight face.
Again.
Buffalo over
Titans
Pittsburgh.
and kids.
Buffalo over Pittsburgh. You know another team whose number we've had? Buffalo. Tennessee win the AFC Championship over Buffalo. I got it. I
Why
want
do we
it.
bother? Why do we
Here's
bother?
my thing on KC.
Let's unite.
Every year there's been a team in the playoffs. They say they're not going to lose. They're not going to lose. They lose. Casey's going to be that team this year. I'm just going to say that right now. As far as the NFC Championship, I got Green Bay over New Orleans. And with the Super Bowl not being in the snow, I got Tennessee being Green Bay to win it all. And I don't give a damn what y'all think. But the fact that my team and Rob's team are in the playoffs, let's go. Let's go. So,
See, Mike, you know what I like? Mike, you know what I like? Our teams are out, so we could be objective. Because I don't know what these guys are doing. But we can be objective.
Exactly. We can be very objective.
It's
fine.
fine. I'm just having fun with it. I'm having fun with it.
Waste on pure fantasy. This is all it is. Because I know in reality,
As long as you
we're
admit
going
that.
into Lambeau.
As long as you admit that. Because if this
The
was
reality is they're
this was
going into
the first
Lambeau.
one.
It's going to freeze. It's going to suck. And I'm going to watch my team score like 12 points. And then, just
Let's be completely honest here. This is probably the best chance that any team has ever had of breaking the Super Bowl host team curse. I can't think of any time in history where a team that's supposed to be hosting the Super Bowl has a chance to possibly get there for sure. Even the 1 year Dallas was supposed to possibly get there, and they ended up not even making the playoffs. I think their season was done midway through. So
that was a magical year.
yeah,
That was a magical, blessed year.
but
Very blessed.
Tampa had
Good
2
time.
big free agency signings. They're playing great right now. They're scary on the road, as Rob's company said. Deep down, though, I think the scariest team coming out of the AFC is Buffalo right now. They
For sure.
are playing unbelievably good.
They are.
So I think Rob at least has a good chance of getting that part of it right. So
That might be right. Listen, that might be right.
Mhm.
But Tampa ain't beating all those people.
You're going to tell the Tampa Bay fan that there's no chance. What's wrong with
I
you?
didn't say no chance.
like
I didn't say
telling
no
the
chance.
Titans fan
What is your problem?
Listen,
2,000 yards, dang it.
2021 is already off to a 2020 start. So who knows who wins? You know,
Who
like
knows,
true,
man? Yes, who
For all we know,
knows?
Washington can still come out a winner in this.
because if this is the Super Bowl that Mike predicted, well, he's not a real prediction, but he's trolling. But if this is like the Browns or Washington, like I might go to Mars. I don't know. Might leave the planet.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
the
if
name
that
will change
happens,
the
get me another ticket to go with you because I'm done
All I
with
said,
sports.
all I said was the only way a 2020 Super Bowl would happen is if it became between the Browns and the Washington football team, with the Washington football team winning that game.
You know who
That's
it could also be? It could be the Bears and the Browns.
Oh, the Bears! Talk about sneaking in, man.
See, they're so bad. No one's even talking about them.
They went 8-8.
They are.
I know. It's
Imagine
6-1.
Imagine going 10-6 and watching an 8-8 team play in the playoffs.
Oh, Miami. Oh, the meme is real.
should that be something they change? Like,
No,
division champions get in, but the wild cards can be on either side. Should that be a possibility? I mean,
Nope.
you know.
I mean, they already opened up the 7 seed. Like,
At a certain point, you can't just like saying, "Hey, there's a participation trophy." Guess what? Out of the 32 teams here, everybody gets in. Like at a certain point,
yeah, there's no point having a season.
Yeah, I do like
what's the
this.
point of having a division at that point? Like, there's not.
Yeah,
And
I do like the fact that it's a top 7 now. Like, if you want the bye, you have to get the top seed. You have to earn it. I do really enjoy that, and it's going to make wildcard weekend interesting. It's crazy. There's a triple header Saturday and Sunday, and I think on the Sunday afternoon, Chicago and New Orleans, they're even going to broadcast that game on Nickelodeon with commentators as well. They're going to be simulcast.
They finally did what they wanted. They fixed Week 17 because that was always their lowest ratings because everybody was resting. But the last 2 years, with adding division games and now the only one number 1 seed, they fixed Week 17 now. It was like really fun to watch last week.
No, it was a blast. I always like Week 17 just
because 31 teams.
Yeah,
because 31 teams played not to tank, so that was really nice. So
yes, because even the Jags had a shot.
I mean, even the Jags put up a fight. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. 31 teams played their ass off.
Yeah,
it was nice.
I mean, I think
Philly
it's more of a
Philly didn't play their ass off.
Didn't they start the whole division game like 5-6 years ago with the
division games? That was like 5-6 years ago. Yeah, that was like the first step.
I think it's more of a progression thing, which again, it's showing that they're making changes and it's for the better for the most part. But yeah, the hardest question is should we do away with the conference? I think we should rearrange the divisions based on
that'd be really good because Dallas is 3 NFC East opponents all being in the East Coast makes no sense. I like the suggestion I read online is have the Panthers switch with Dallas. That would make much more sense.
That could be good. I think all of that it's a lot of traditional NFL rivalries that they've always kept. I mean, Dallas has been a long time.
Yeah, but they changed it in college, right? Didn't what was the longstanding Texas?
A&M.
Well, A&M, but that's because A&M
they changed conferences.
A&M got too chicken shit because they were always losing and they left. I mean, the same thing Nebraska did.
But they survived. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
like NFL will do that too. Mike's right. Like, I would be down for location changes where it makes a lot more sense.
Because for a while, Dallas was in our division, and then when Carolina and Jacksonville came in, that's when they rearranged everybody. And so that's why we have the rivalry between.
It fully changed when the Texans joined, because then you had 16 teams in both conferences.
That's it.
And then that's when they ran the 4-team divisions, which, for balancing's sake, I think it's perfect the way it is. Everyone wants to add 2 more regular season games. It was like, the schedule's pretty balanced. You play the other teams once every 4 years. It's great. I like that. But yeah, I mean, if there's switching to regional, I think the Carolina was switching with Dallas would be an interesting trade. I don't know how Rob feels about having to play the Cowboys twice a year, but
they're all in the same.
Oh, I'd love it. I would fall in love with this. I'm like, what? Play the Cowboys.
It would be interesting in this town because if the Saints and Cowboys were division rivals, after Hurricane Katrina, a lot of New Orleans residents settled in San Antonio. So there's always a back and forth between Saints and Cowboys fans in this town too. So
I would hate the Cowboys all less because I don't care. I don't care. I don't think you're about your shit.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Chargers, I'm sorry, with the Rams moving over to LA, literally the NFC West is perfect the way it is now.
Mhm.
We have
Yeah.
Seahawks, we have the Rams, we have.
But imagine they changed it with baseball too. Like baseball, they had Houston switch from NFC to AFC. I mean, that'd be cool for NFL too. Like they don't have to stay in the NFC or AFC. You know, like the Rams and Chargers could be in the same division.
It would make the most sense for
that'd
Dallas
be cool.
and Houston to be in the same division.
That could be interesting. I think the only reason they do that is to keep an AFC and NFC presence. You get more money in that way, and then these two teams only play each other once every 4 years. But also, you get AFC teams coming to visit and NFC teams coming to visit more often. Whereas if they're both in the same division, you're only going to get NFC teams coming to play home games. You know, so you want to kind of get the best of that, and at least from an economic standpoint, in LA, you get more variety. You know, so there's already 16 home games, so you get a little bit more of that too. So plus Chargers and Raiders is an old school rivalry you don't ever want to give up, I think. So
yeah, you wouldn't break up that division.
No.
We just take Kansas City out of that division.
I would love to beat up the Jets twice a year. That'd be cool.
It'd be Giants, Buffalo, New England,
and
So,
Philly or
Give us
Washington.
the Patriots twice a year.
Oh,
Give it
boy.
to us.
Oh
That's
boy,
what
Speaking of money, what
that's
about
Red Sox Yankees all over again.
Giants.
have y'all seen like the NFL expanding to like outside of the US, like the London games, the Mexico City games?
Mexico City needs a team.
Mexico City's
City
possible,
needs a
but
team.
yeah, but
The Jags in London is a possibility. Like
I think that'd be too much though. I think it'd be way too much travel. Mexico is feasible, but London, like I don't know.
Mexico is feasible. But if you think the
How is-
Colorado
well,
altitude
okay,
is
wait, wait.
bad, Mexico's worse. It's actually.
But how bad is the travel though? Like flying from New York to Mexico City is the exact same as flying from New York to London.
You're not
Fly
switching
from
time
LA
zones. It's the time zone thing.
It's still time. It's still same. You're flying 2 hours in difference in time zone. It's
No,
not
No,
LA.
Mexico's Central Time. So
okay. So okay.
versus
1 hour.
flying to London,
Yeah.
So
Rams versus London. Ooh, that's a
a
huge time zone.
huge thing. Yeah. So
Screw that.
Like Canada would make sense because they're all in the same time zone block.
you know.
So,
No one's gonna play.
The owner of the Jags has said when they hire a coach, they want it to be a culture change. They don't want to be making the London trip anymore. He's pretty much flat out said that.
And I don't blame them. I really
Yeah.
don't.
I don't blame them either.
So I mean, it's
But it's not about where they want to play. It's about the money for the NFL. Like if the money in a small market in like Jacksonville, they're
Because
not getting.
because London sells out all their games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they sell out in London. Like there's a definite presence there. Why wouldn't you send a team there?
no. I mean, I don't mind that. It's just, well, I think we'll get a Super Bowl in London long before we get a team in London.
yeah.
Unless supersonic jets become like everyday travel, it's.
I
not
don't
feasible.
think you get a Super Bowl in London before we get a team. I think there would be a team there.
in historic Wembley Stadium. I would love to see a Super Bowl in London, and it would
It would be
be
nice to see, but the NFL always wants American money before any other money, and America. Remember, they have no problem selling out wherever it is. Like they sold it in New York in the cold.
Yeah.
A few years ago, they could sell the Super Bowl anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Super Bowl is
Absolutely.
Super Bowl. Like it's money.
No matter what, they'll pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get there in the U.S. So if they're already making money, if it's not broke, they're not
I mean,
gonna fix.
plus you can't say that Canada can't have a presence because where are the Toronto Raptors? Pointing it out a fact.
No, yeah, for NBA had it right. Yeah, baseball
Yeah.
did it for years. Or Montreal Expos, longest time.
So
And the
I
Blue
mean,
Jays now, yeah.
It
Jays,
makes
yeah.
sense if you want outside culture, stick in your own time zones and just go north and south.
That's why I think Mexico City is the easiest option.
Yeah.
Mexico
Mexico City
City,
makes sense. Like I can see
Toronto,
that one.
Montreal, whatever.
Security's got to be crazy to go to Mexico though, and that thing there.
We
and
would
then-
pump a lot of money. We would pump a lot of money into.
But
it.
like, no, like even I don't think security would be a thing though, because the cartels and everything would be also some of the biggest fans.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it'd be an issue.
Contributors too.
Yeah, they'd be the
Yeah.
they'd be the biggest contributors.
That's
to it
nothing but money
because-
coming in there. Yeah, they want to gamble on that.
Money.
Yeah,
That's a slippery discussion. I don't know if we should
That's
get into that on this
fair,
show.
yeah,
you
we
know?
shouldn't do that on
So-
this show. So,
But I will say, if you think, like-
drug lords, I'm kidding.
as I said, the Denver altitude is nothing compared to Mexico City's altitude. Like it is way higher in the sky than a mile. So, and people forget that about Mexico City. Well, it's the biggest city in the world, but it's also
Well,
up there in
the
altitude. So
highest,
yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, a Super Bowl in Stadium Azteca wouldn't be too bad either. That would be pretty cool to see that.
that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So, All right, well, we made our
Any-
bracket picks. The wild card games are 2 triple headers. Indy at Buffalo at noon on CBS Saturday. Rams at Seattle then on Fox. And the night game is Tampa at Washington. Washington hosting the playoff game, right? No plans to reschedule that game, regardless of what has gone on in the world today, especially in DC. They're still holding true to keep that game going. Sunday, noon on ESPN and simulcast on ABC is Baltimore at Tennessee. I think ESPN's also going to be doing some like X's and O's and other stuff like they do for the college football playoff as well that day. Chicago at New Orleans will be on CBS, Nickelodeon, and Prime Video. And then the night game, Cleveland at Pittsburgh. The game is still going on as scheduled despite COVID issues with Cleveland.
COVID?
Yeah, they're no positive tests today. I think if they don't have any tomorrow, they're clean, they're good to go. But Cleveland will not have their head coach, which is a reason why I don't think they're going to win this game. Sorry. Not having the coach that got you there, it does suck. But now you got to go on the road and play Pittsburgh in the playoffs. And I think they have a little more experience dealing with that. So wildcard weekend, it seems like it's a lot more fun this year with 2 triple headers. So it's going to be a blast to talk about. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Next week, we're going to recap the wildcard weekend. See whose brackets have already been busted. If there's a good possibility at this point.
Mine will be busted somewhere, so that's fine.
See what happens, and then based on the games that are left, make some picks from there, and then see what other news comes out. And then hockey season picks up a week from Friday.
NBA is already in.
NBA is already going. Spurs already beat Kawhi once this year. I'm happy. Congrats, Spurs, taking out the nephew. And
I want to use my F-bomb. Fuck that guy.
Okay. Hockey has done one thing this year. I don't know if you guys know, but they have sold the naming rights to their divisions as a way to generate some extra revenue. I think one of the divisions is named for like Honda or something like that. So if this brings in some good money because they're not going to have any attendance for the start, there's a very good chance a lot of other sports leagues like the NBA and the NFL might start selling naming rights for the division too to bring in some extra money. So
didn't the NBA say they're going to do that with 2 teams?
For the teams, but not the divisions
for
themselves.
For the teams, no, but the divisions is what he was
I think like
about.
Honda got the West Division or something. It's weird. It's interesting because there's a North Division that's just Canada. So you have West, Central, and East. So we'll see how that goes, and then
that's crazy.
That's sports this year in the time of a pandemic. So, but I'm just glad we're getting it back slowly but surely. Thank you everyone for watching. Over here we got our Niners fan, Chicken Wing, who does not have to wear Cowboy stuff this playoffs. Congratulations on that, by the way. So
sorry, DJ.
Yeah.
Don't apologize to
and
him.
Trini.
No.
Sorry, Trini.
And Trini. Bye.
Over here we got our Giants fan, Nori.
Fuck you, Doug Peterson.
I knew it was coming at some point. We got our Bucks fan, Rob, trying to get a third championship. Am I gonna have to clean the sweep here? Am I making this an R-rated show at this point?
Yeah, it's an R-rated show. We just won. I used it. He used it. They used it.
I used one. I'm trying, JC.
I will.
But you're taming the beast here. I don't like it. We need to see an R-rated show.
Save them for the first round of the NFL draft, and we do that live. For me, I'm JC. Tighten the fuck up. It's the playoffs. And the moniker that Mark Vrabel has said for this year's playoffs, never satisfied. That's what's got me hyped about this year. This man wants it bad, and I love Mike Vrabel for it. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Everyone, enjoy Wildcard Weekend. We'll see you guys next week. Laters.